Hello and welcome to the EEPROM 9. Take 2! Because I got called and disturbed and have to scrap the whole video because fuck editing. It's tedious, it's boring and I don't have time for it. Seriously. Full-time job combined with dating, no time. So today's teardown subject is this lovely first alert, not fire alarm, carbon monoxide alarm. I've already broken their little plastic tab thing. And we take two AA batteries. Yeah, they look about the right size from memory. Got your standard test and peak level and crap like that. This is quite a nice system. I want to try and hack it and you'll see why later. In fact, you'll see why very soon. So we take the front case off. Cast it into the cupboard where it shall live forevermore until I bother to tidy up the cupboard. Scratch my ear. And it's quite a neat design. It's got a nice modular LCD, not a lot on the back. Looks like it was probably wave soldered, although saying that, there's a number of bare pads, so probably not actually wave soldered, probably paste, solder paste disposal and put through an oven. So if we pull off the LCD, we find it's quite a nice little modular unit. And this camera is shit at focusing. In other news, Bear's still shit in the woods, so you have to put up with its blurriness because it's a webcam. I have no methods of manually focusing it. It's not my nice Fuji camera. Although it's quite a nice little webcam, decent quality. And so we have, it doesn't have any onboard controller, it wires straight through to the pin header. Could be reused for something. Then we have the PCB itself, which is quite interesting. The PCB is kind of like meh, standard affair for a PCB like this. Fiberglass, sort of semi-routed and snapped off. There's a few actual proper routing points from the tool bit, including some of the holdy bits, and of course there's all out of focus, so you lot can't see shit. Nah, this is what my camera thinks of you lot. And in true Englishman style, especially to the French. So you got the Piezo Buzzer, which is horrifically loud and will deafen you in about 5 seconds. Under it is actually... This is where I need to get the light in. Oh good, my lamp just literally has fallen off its mount. And the camera's just focused. It's a bit difficult to get the angle right, but you can just about see the driver chip for the piezo under there. Under the sensor we have what looks to be some kind of a little 8-pin EEPROM under this part of the sensor. Actually there's two, and one of them is an NCP something or other. So we've got two potential little EEPROMs for sensor cal data and all that good jazz. Hang on, let me just get the lamp reattached back on the desk. Oh you bastard thing, you absolute bastard thing. Oh dear, I just dropped it. The absolute most professional in videos you can expect. Now the sensor, when I first saw it, I thought it was a backup battery because it does look a lot like a rechargeable AA lithium cell. But it's not, it's actually the sensor. And it sounds hollow, that means it's got chemicals and shit in. Shall we take a look at the datasheet? I think so, children. And here's the datasheet for it. Now I'm not going to go in and read it out. You can pause it and read it yourself if you want. But it's basically battery operatable, has a whole load of like parts per million, you know, that kind of really hardcore sciencey nerdy shit that even I don't understand. A basic diagram for how it works. One of those 4 pins ICs could easily be a comparator between the two. One, and of course what you're kind of looking. In fact, this is the comparator that's being used in this case. Actually, what was that part again? Was it an AD? No. That's an SN. No. And the other one, I cannot see what it is. It is a... I know this is super excited. 228421. Yeah, it's 28 on the end. Yeah, I don't know. It's impossible to tell without desoldering the thing, and I'm not going to because I want to try and hack it and reuse it. But it sort of reminds me a bit of a Geiger counter, actually. It seems to use voltage differences by the looks of it on like absolute micro levels from the looks of the specs, like stuff that you would need some output current. It looks like it adjusts the current based on the parts per million. And then the microcontroller is a PIC16F917 standard 8-bit easy datasheet available, and nanowatt and LCD driver built in, including, you know, it's a pretty nifty device. Now, here we go. Here's the package we've got, although there's okay, it's 28 pin then, is it? This is a yeah, it's definitely not that one. It's the it's gonna be one of the 44 variants, which are different. Here we go, 14917. So we've got different variants. You've got two QFNs. You've got that is kind of bizarre because telling the difference between the two, you have to be really savvy into your different SMT partners. So it's basically one of these two. I don't know which. So reading the actual programmer of it, working out where the programmer is not going to be all that easy, unfortunately. I'm not seeing it where I am. But yeah, we're not going to worry about that. So yeah, all in all, quite an interesting little device. It's got a bi-colour LED in it, a little red and green built in, all that good jazz. Let's see if we can get the display capture back down. No, yes, good. Back below Fallout 4 you go. All in all, quite an interesting little board. Provisions for a capacitor for whatever reason. Looks like there might have been some optional hardware that could have been with this thing. The test point traces do lead to the IC itself, looking at some of them, meaning they probably are programming headers of some type. Although some of them disappear into vias to never be seen again, but the vias seem to always end up at the bottom half of the chip, so probably going to be the programming header. I should look into reverse engineering this thing and seeing what we get out of it. But aside from that, there's not a lot else to say about it. Bit of a complicated board to reverse engineer, certainly at like 9:36 on a work night. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.